So I served in the Korean Army from September 2016 to June 2018. A lot of really good memories and a lot of terrible ones, just like the food I had back then. So if you were enlisted like I was, chances are you didn't have a personal kitchen and ate what was served at the mess hall, and skipping meals was not an option. You had to eat 3 meals a day, no matter if the menu sucked or rocked. And today we're cooking a typical breakfast menu that rocked. First, the soup. This is a beef and daikon soup called 소고기뭇국. For 2, though they typically cook for 100 and more, take a pound of beef chuck, cut into small cubes, and brown in a pot with a little sesame oil. Deglaze with a tablespoon of soy sauce, give it a stir, and add in about 6 cups of hot water. Bring it to a boil and simmer for an hour. Oh, and I forgot, but do stir in half a tablespoon of minced garlic. Now the daikon. Peel 2 small or 1 regular daikon, chop in half, and slice into half-moon shapes around that thick. Also diagonally slice a couple of spring onions and put it aside. When the beef is tender, throw in the daikon and simmer for another 30 minutes or so, depending on how tender you like. I like the daikon to be very tender, so I cook them for about 40 minutes in total. Season with salt, throw in the spring onion, and kill the heat. The spring onion will cook in the residual heat. Now for the 2 반찬s or side dishes. First is a quick potato stir-fry called 감자볶음. Just take 2 regular old potatoes, slice them into discs, and chop that into thick matchsticks. Or use a mandolin. Actually, please use a mandolin. It'll make your life so much easier. Anyhow, soak them in water to remove excess starch and throw them into a cold pan with a good glug of oil. This will make sure the pan won't sputter from the water. Turn the heat on medium and cook until they turn translucent and delicious. And no, the potatoes won't ever turn crispy, but they should have a toothsome bite. Salt them generously, and that's it. Easy, right? And speaking of easy, the next one is literally ketchup and mini franks, or 소시지케첩볶음. Hey, I never said this was fancy, but this is truly one of the best army 반찬s. And the sauce couldn't be simpler. Just a 1:6 ratio of gochujang and ketchup. Besides that, just roughly chop about 4 garlic cloves and a small onion. Too fine and they'll burn. More oil in the pan and gently fry your garlic first. Then pour in the sauce to cook out the harsh vinegar nose and fry the onion just till they soften. And now throw in a packet of mini franks or just regular wieners cut into chunks. Stir, making sure they all have an even coating of the sauce, and when they plump up a little, that's it. Oh, one small tip though. Just before you serve, leave the heat on for about a minute and don't stir the pan. That way you have this sticky glaze at the bottom. So what we're trying to do is mimic that almost burnt flavor you get from cooking this in a massive cast iron pot they use in mess halls. And now we're ready to serve. And for that authentic Korean mess hall experience, of course you need this metal serving plate. Plate up some rice, some banchan, some soup, get yourself a packet of seaweed, and for some reason, a cup of milk. And don't you eat this with chopsticks, no. For that authentic experience, everything should be eaten with this annoying spork. Lord knows why, but chopsticks were for officers only.